Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josie, and on this channel I share a lot about radiography, natural hair and lifestyle. So if these are topics you're interested in, you might want to consider hitting that subscribe button and also turn on post notifications so you'll be the first to know each time that I upload a new video. Before you panic about getting cancer from an x-ray, pause. Take a deep breath, because the truth is this: you are exposed to far more carcinogens in your everyday life than you could ever get from a routine medical x-ray. Every day, invisible chemicals float in the air we breathe, hiding the foods we eat, the plastics we touch, and even in some of our personal care products. But the real question actually is, how dangerous are they? What should you really worry about? And where does radiation from x-rays truly stand on the list of cancer risks? By the end of this video, you'll understand carcinogens, how they work, where they come from, and why an x-ray is often the least of your concerns. Let's begin. What exactly are carcinogens? A carcinogen is simply anything that can increase your risk of developing cancer. This could be a chemical, a form of radiation, a biological organism, or even a lifestyle habit like smoking. Carcinogens don't automatically give you cancer. Instead, they increase the chances that DNA inside your cell gets damaged and changes over time. Now, this is the interesting part. Most carcinogens we worry about are part of everyday life, not even the hospital. You might not realize it, but nature itself produces carcinogens. Now, let's start with the air. Ultraviolet radiation from the sun. UV rays are the #1 cause of skin cancer globally. Standing in midday sun for 10 minutes gives more DNA damage than a chest x-ray. Now let's talk about radon gas. Radon is a natural radioactive gas that seeps in from the soil into homes. It's the second biggest cause of lung cancer after smoking, and yet most people have never even measured it. Another thing will be wildfire smoke and biomass burning. Even in Africa and other regions where cooking with firewood or charcoal is common, smoke contains benzene, formaldehyde, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons like benzoapyrene. These can cause DNA damage. Dust and fine particles are another thing. From dust, storms to urban pollution, tiny particles can enter your lungs and cause inflammation and long-term DNA changes. None of these are from x-ray machines. These are everyday environmental exposures. Now let's talk about the human-made stuff. Car exhaust contains at least 20 dangerous carcinogens, including benzene, nitrogen oxide, soot, diesel particulate matter. Cities are usually the worst places in terms of cancer-causing air pollution. There's also industrial pollution. Factories release formaldehyde, vinyl chloride, heavy metals, asbestos fibers, and long-term exposure to this is much more dangerous than a single x-ray. Another would be active and passive cigarette smoking. Cigarette smoke has over 60 known carcinogens, and just sitting beside a smoker exposes you to much more radiation and carcinogens than a chest x-ray. Funnily enough, cooking fumes, frying foods, especially oils at high temperatures, produces carcinogenic compounds, and this is especially a concern in enclosed kitchens. Again, none of this comes from the radiology department. Did you know that the food that you eat may expose you to more carcinogens than x-rays? Now let's go through the big ones. Processed meats, bacon, sausages, smoked fish. These produce nitrosamines, a known cancer risk. Over-fried foods or burnt food. When food burns, it forms acrylamide, heterocyclic amines, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, and all of these are carcinogenic. Alcohol, my people. Alcohol breaks down into acetaldehyde, a toxic carcinogen metabolite. We also have food packaging and plastics. Bisphenol A, phthalates, microplastics. These can act as endocrine disruptors, increasing cancer risk directly. Compared to this, a routine x-ray is absolutely nothing. Now let's step inside your home. Cleaning products. Some contain formaldehyde, 1,4-dioxane, chlorinated solvents. These are inhaled daily. And also in our cosmetics and beauty products, hair straighteners, dark dyes, and certain skin lightening products contain aromatic amines linked to cancer with repeated long-term use. Again, plastics and synthetic materials, when heated or burned, release dialkylstyrene, vinyl chloride. Another thing is pesticide residue on food. Even after washing, some chemicals remain. These exposures are consistent and cumulative over years, unlike diagnostic X-rays. Now let's address the fear many people have. Some people think that X-rays are radiation and radiation causes cancer, so X-ray must be very dangerous. Now, this is incomplete and misleading. Here's what you need to know. X-rays used in medicine are in very low dose, and a chest X-ray is about 0.1 millisievert. That's the same amount you get from taking one flight from London to Lagos, or from Lagos to London, or even living on this earth for just 10 days, or sleeping next to another human being for a few months. The natural background radiation around you is far higher. Body recovers from small radiation doses. Your DNA has a repair mechanism. Tiny exposures like medical imaging are easily repaired and do not create long-term damage unless repeated excessively. X-rays are quick, controlled, and targeted. Unlike carcinogens in air or food, X-ray beams are narrow, precise, and switched on for milliseconds. It's important for you to know that the benefits outweigh the risk. A chest X-ray might diagnose pneumonia, tuberculosis, heart enlargement, rib fractures, lung collapse. And missing these conditions is far more dangerous than radiation from imaging. Hospitals use the LARA principle, which means as low as reasonably achievable, lead shielding, dose limits, and maintenance checks. Your exposure is minimized at every step. So now let's compare doses in a way everyone will understand. Living on the earth for 1 year will give you about 3 millisieverts, while a CT scan will give you between 8 to 10 millisieverts. But smoking one pack of cigarettes per day will give you 150 millisieverts per year because it contains polonium and other radionuclides. So everyday life exposes you to 100 times more carcinogens than a simple X-ray. So if you're worried, worry more about your kitchen smoke, your sun exposure, and air pollution, and not your X-ray. Your body is not helpless. It has systems that work against carcinogens, DNA repair enzymes, antioxidant defenses, immune surveillance, cell death mechanisms, just name it. Cancer doesn't come from one exposure. It comes from long-term repeated DNA damage without repair. That is why chronic exposures, pollution, smoking, bad diets are more dangerous than medical imaging. Now here's what you should actually focus on. Reduce UV exposure, use sunscreen, wear hats, improve indoor ventilation in your kitchens, especially when cooking, and avoid cigarette smoking, both actively and passively. You should also limit processed foods and stop being a burner girl or burner boy. Moderation is key. Reduce plastic heating. If possible, don't microwave your food in plastics. Test for radon if possible, and especially in areas that have rocky soils. All of these changes will make a bigger difference than skipping your X-ray. So here's the truth. You are surrounded by carcinogens, natural ones, man-made ones, lifestyle-related ones. You breathe them, you eat them, you touch them, and you even produce some inside your body. But medical X-rays, they are tiny, controlled exposures with huge benefits. They diagnose early, they save lives, and statistically, they contribute almost nothing to your overall cancer risk. So the next time a doctor recommends an X-ray, take it confidently. Fear the untreated illness and not the imaging, because the real carcinogens, they are already around you every single day. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay protected, and ensure to take your health seriously. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.